Hi, my name is Catherine Mather, and today I'm going to be working with Abby Stone on a persuasive speech about bullying awareness, both in schools and in the workplace, but as also in cyberbullying. So today I will be talking to you guys about bullying in schools and in the workplace, and Abby will later be discussing cyberbullying with you all. So we decided to combine bullying in schools and in the workplace because even though they are a different environment and a different atmosphere with different people, we still felt like the bullying in both places was very similar, um, despite their differences. And the bullying in both places is synonymous with each other and causes the same kind of symptoms and distress as well as cyberbullying. So that is why we decided to go ahead and combine both of those for one topic. Um, so one of the reasons that we wanted to add awareness to bullying in schools and in the workplace is because bullying gives people a low self-esteem, bad confidence, as well as depression and anxiety issues and all sorts of other, a flood of other things that will come along with that. Um, so when a kid is, in school, elementary, middle, and high school, and in high school they get their first jobs usually as well, those are the years that they are more liable to, the people around them. So they will learn and do based on what their parents or their peers or family in general just does. So if your mom cooks a certain, like cleans this a certain way, then you may learn that you should clean that a certain way because your parents do. So when you're in school, if a person is always telling you, oh, you're a good drawer, then you're going to think you're good at drawing. Or that you have, you know, pretty hair, then you're going to think you have pretty hair. Because that is how you are as a kid when you think that, what the people around you say is actually true. So imagine if the situation was flopped though, if they were telling you you didn't have pretty hair, or that you couldn't do this, or that you didn't deserve this, or that you weren't pretty enough, or skinny enough, or smart enough, or whatever the case may be, then you would probably a lot of kids start thinking those things that they don't deserve this, or that they're not good enough for this, or that they're not pretty enough or skinny enough or smart enough. And it turns out that a lot of those issues stick with children, not just in school, but also as they grow up. So if you get bullied in elementary school, it's likely that it may carry on to middle school and high school. Or if you get bullied in high school, it could carry on into your adulthood. So a lot of adults with depression or anxiety or self-harm issues or any other kinds of issues like that, they could be stemming from past situations in school. Um, so we wanted to give some self-awareness to the situations and bullying in schools because we felt like even though there are systems like counseling and teachers and your parents and all the different things that they talk about at the beginning of the school year that you could do, it's still really difficult for children to grasp onto that and to take care of that kind of stuff because when you have a low self-esteem and a low confidence level, you don't really feel like you can do anything, or that you may not deserve to do anything if that's what you're being told, or that you aren't you aren't willing to just do anything because you feel like people won't understand, or that maybe they'll make fun of you too. If it really depends on the person or the type of bullying. But I mean, in many situations, I have seen where parents and teachers and principals and counselors have done wonders for a person who has been bullied, and it's helped them a lot. But I've also seen the situations where they couldn't do anything. And once again, it depends on the circumstances, but a teacher or a counselor who are supposed to be there for you and who are supposed to be promoted as, if you're getting picked on or bullied, that you can go talk to them and they can't do anything about it, that kind of once again takes that person's self-esteem and pushes it even lower because they feel like now they don't have anybody to talk to. And even if that student goes and tells their friends about the situation, their friends may not be as trustworthy as they think, and they may go tell other people. And that is the next part of why we need to give bullying more awareness, is because if it is just one person bullying you, it more than likely will not always stay that one person bullying you. A lot of times it is that one person who does not like something about you or is mad at you about something or does something, and they pick on you, and their group of friends start picking on you, and then people around them start picking on you, and it just keeps going on and on and on until suddenly you have this whole group of people picking on you, or you have this whole rumor going around. It could be that, that one person picking on you, their friends don't follow along, but if someone in the hallway or, at next in the table next to you just happens to hear, and the situation gets taken out of hand, then they start telling people and they start telling people, and then suddenly you have this rumor going around to the whole, to a group of people, to the whole class, to the whole school or the whole workplace, that may not even be true, or that, and it's all just based on some assumption or someone that eavesdropped. So we wanted to bring more awareness to the situation in schools and workplaces, because we felt like that those there are a lot of awareness um, things out there that will really help students, but I feel like there aren't a lot of people that are actually speaking out about it and are willing to tell these students, no, I understand, and show them that they understand, not just say I understand. And in that way, it causes a lot of effects on students, and not just students, but also adults who have had that effect in the past, or even adults who didn't have that effect in the past, but are getting bullied now in their jobs, now that they're older, even teenagers who got bullied in their jobs. Like I said prior, even though the environment is different, you're all getting paid, you're all, there to do this and that, but just because that one person there doesn't like you, they could go tell this person, and suddenly your whole workplace may know this rumor about you that may not even be true, and more people are picking on you because of this one person. And that is why it is similar to a school circumstance, because it's just this one person that spreads a wildfire of assumptions. Um, and through that person will have low confidence, a low self-esteem, and in that way, those people are making an otherwise unrelated situation completely worse for that person, and that will carry with them through their life. The lasting effects of bullying are many, depression, anxiety, as I said before, self-harm, suicide. I think we've all heard and seen about all of those. And in those ways, that should be part of the awareness, but that stuff still doesn't seem to do enough, in the sense that people are still getting bullied and people are still getting picked on, and that is why Abby and I wanted to talk about this subject, because we felt like there needed to be more awareness, and we wanted to do a persuasive speech about persuading people to just be on the lookout, because you don't even know what kind of day somebody's having or what kind of situation is going on in that person's life, and that one thing that you could say to them will really change their life. And Abby will definitely be touching more on the topics of how even online those things can change a person's life. And so that is why we decided to do this topic. Thank you.
Hi, this is Abby Stone. I am working with Catherine Mather on the topic of bullying for our speech. She has already talked to you guys about bullying in schools and like in the workplaces. And so now I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about cyberbullying. So, cyberbullying is basically bullying which takes place over a digital device such as a phone or a computer. Cyberbullying, it can occur through a text message or an app, like any form of social media. It can also take place through gaming, like through a gaming website or on Xbox and PlayStation. Um, but cyberbullying is basically when you're sending um, harmful or negative things about somebody, like you're just sharing them and posting them all over. Um, it can also include sharing someone's personal or private information, pictures, phone numbers, addresses. It could be anything that would cause like embarrassment for that person. But cyberbullying can also, in some states, be considered like a criminal behavior, and you can actually get charged for it and have to serve jail time or have to pay a fee. But I feel like cyberbullying mainly occurs on social media, just because social media is such a big thing for our generation right now. I feel like if you don't have social media, like, you're just being left out, because even younger kids have social media, like kids under teenagers, like 10-year-old, 5-year-olds, because these kids, they see their older siblings have these different social medias, and it causes them to want to download and explore and see what all there is, which also opens up the door for more people to get bullied. But I feel like younger kids, definitely, they do have cell phones and tablets, which they can download things on, because, like, my mom says sometimes, how things are, like, so much different from when she grew up. Kids, like, didn't really have cell phones. They only had, like, the wall phones with the cords on them. They didn't really have social medias, except probably, like, Facebook or MySpace. But studies have actually shown that 81% of teens actually think it's easier to get away with cyberbullying than, like, face-to-face bullying, because they don't think that they don't think there's, like, a consequence for it because it's online. There's really no one around to witness what's happening or what's being said. Whereas, like what Catherine was saying, in the school, you actually have teachers, and principals, and other students that actually can hear and see, like, the bullying taking place, because people think cyberbullying's easier because they can hide behind the screen and they think they can say whatever they want. Most people say things behind a screen that they're not going to say to your face. But teens, 80% of teens get on their cell phones regularly. So that is why cyberbullying is such a big thing, because kids are always on their cell phones now. But it also girls, I feel like, would probably be more vulnerable to getting cyberbullied, just because I feel like girls judge other people more than guys would. Like, if a guy says something, they don't really care, like, they just sweat it off and move on. But for girls, I feel like we're more fragile, and it would hurt us more, like, if we posted a picture and people were commenting on it, calling us ugly, calling us a hoe, like, different things like that. But there are some ways you can prevent cyberbullying. You definitely never want to share your passwords or private pictures, inappropriate pictures. You never want to share any of that on social media, because people can screenshot things and it will just keep on spreading. Also, you want to think before you post something. People do have bad days. but that doesn't mean that you should go and rant about something, saying mean things about someone that caused you to have a bad day, or just because you're in a bad mood, you want to go and find somebody to somebody's picture or post that you want to write on, and you cause them to have a bad day too. Also, if you are experiencing cyberbully, you definitely want to tell somebody about it. Just the same way with getting bullied face to face, because there are some things that can be done. Also, make sure you save everything. If somebody is calling you bad names or saying mean things about you, like telling you to go kill yourself or something, you make sure you screenshot and save everything, because that can be used against them. You can also report people. You can report profiles and comments, and most of the social media sites will take the comments down. But if you do see someone getting bullied, don't just stand by. You can message them, ask them if they're okay, that you don't agree with what's happening, but do not just stand by. Definitely do not participate in it, but just don't stand by, because things can be prevented. Somebody might seem like they're okay, but they're really not, because we don't know what everybody goes through every day. So these are some things that you can do to prevent cyberbullying, and some of these you can even do to prevent bullying in person. Just make sure you always have somebody to talk to. Yep, that's about it. Thank you guys for listening.